All
It says we're
right.
live.
I think we're live. I'm
We
going to
should
go
be
look in the
live.
comments. I should go into the comments. Hi, everybody. I don't even know if we told everybody that we weren't going to be on air yesterday.
We announced it in the
Sorry.
Discord.
You did.
Zoe
Okay,
helped us
great.
announce it in Discord,
Thank you, Zoe.
and then I changed the scheduled time for the broadcast to today. So
Oh, gosh. Thank you so much for doing that.
it wasn't a
Yesterday
complete
was.
loss.
Tom just said you are on. We are on. Hello, everybody.
We're
I
on the record. Oh wait,
made
no, it's
sure
different podcast.
I pinged Ron Richards. I'm like, hey, just in case you're like, what the heck are they doing on Tuesday? We're right before you guys. Android Nation. Had to do it. I'll let Sarah explain, unless she already did for DTNS. I don't know. It's a fridge situation. Hello, Visionaires. We'll just wait for Sarah, but Amos and I are going to chat.
I know one of the things we're going to talk about is Apple stuff for Prime Day. Little
Yeah.
teaser for the audience. So I'm not going to mention anything about that, but I'm going to say that almost anything you've ever wanted to buy from Anchor is on sale on Amazon right now.
Ooh, man, there's some good sales.
Some pretty decent ones. Yeah, I spent over $1,000 this morning.
You did? Oh my God.
Well, my wife and I, what we do is we stack up and we have a bunch of stuff in our wish lists and things like that we're monitoring to see the prices of, because sometimes it'll say it's on sale, 40% off, but it's actually like 5% off. It's not actually that big of a sale. And we kind of hit the lottery, like all the things that we were looking for on this one.
That's amazing.
Last year we didn't get anything. I don't think we bought anything at all last year.
Okay.
This year we hit the lottery. We got a bunch of good stuff. So.
Oh, Tom was ranting about Prime Day. Well,
yeah, because it's a fake holiday.
Oh yeah, but I profited. So I had a gift certificate and I used it up, and I waited though. I waited for today. I needed things. I needed some skin stuff. That's what I bought. And I was like, ooh, $13 saved here, $10 saved here. I mean, there were some good deals. So
yep.
I love it. I was like, okay.
My big thing was my wife and I have like little travel bags for all of our electronics. And I want to build 2 of them that are identical, but we have a lot of onesie twosie Anchor stuff for our chargers and stuff. So I was able to finish out those kits.
Oh,
so now
nice.
when she does move back up here, we'll have 2 identical kits ready to go, one for her and one for me. So whenever we go to travel, we'll just have all the cables we need, because she's always going somewhere and realizing, oh, I didn't bring this cable or I didn't bring that cable. So I'm just taking that over when she moves back up here. I'm like, that's my job.
Yeah.
I'll make sure you have all the cables you need, and both of them will be identical. So.
Ooh, that's nice. It's nice, right? Because you're like, look, in this economy, these deals are necessary. You know,
the biggest saver that I got was we wanted a certain air conditioner, a portable air conditioner for the apartments in Seattle, and they had them on sale, so I went and bought 2 of those for about half price.
Ooh, half price. That's great. Yeah. See? Yeah. I mean, not everything is going to, like, there's some stuff that I have on my wish list, and I have a wish list that's probably in a saved list. And there's some stuff I'm like, oh, okay, that's just prime price, whatever. That's fine.
I have a research list, which is just things that I'm like researching, I'm looking into, maybe thinking about,
Yeah.
Can't afford it right now, but it's something or a project I'm looking for later or something like that. And then I have a gift list, which is basically a bunch of Funko Pops.
Are they all on sale? I should look.
And like a couple books.
Okay.
Like that's for the kids, and the kids are like, oh, what can I get them for Christmas or whatever? Like I've got a whole list. It varies from $8 to like, I think $80 is the most expensive thing on my list.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's, I have 2 different lists, and nothing on my gift list was on sale. And the 2 things that were on sale for my wish list, my research list rather, are both things that I'm definitely not ready to buy because I haven't done enough research.
Okay. Yeah, you're like, maybe, but yeah.
Oh, and we did our Echo refresh this year. We've got
a couple this, yeah.
Yeah, we've got a couple older Echo devices that are starting to fritz out and, not act right. So they do the trade in where you can trade in, you get a discount, and then you get some money back, and blah blah blah. So we did that this year too. So I replaced the 5-inch show down here, the 8-inch show in our bedroom, and the 10-inch show in our kitchen. All three of those are getting replaced.
Dang! No wonder you spent that money. You said
Yeah,
you dropped. Wow.
And then we also we picked up a skylight. It's a family calendar chore board thing. We picked that up because we need a chore board and we need the littles to know what's going on the calendar because school's going to start and we're going to start having after school activities and stuff. So
oh wow,
we picked that up. That was like $300.
Whoa! So it's like,
yep.
Where do you put that? Like in the kitchen or?
It's actually going to go upstairs between the girls' bedroom doors.
Okay.
There's a plug right there in between their 2 bedroom doors, and it's about a 3-foot gap, and it's a 15-inch monitor, so it's going to basically hang on the wall right there between their doors. It'll be mostly their chore sheet. Hey, Sarah.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
Hi,
How are
we're
you?
talking about Prime Day, but not the stuff we'll talk about, but just other stuff.
We were just talking about Prime Day on GDI.
We heard.
Tom's like, who wants it? And I'm like, well, I mean, but if you want something and it's on sale, then
They're on sale.
that
They're on
works.
sale.
If you're just buying things that you don't
Don't need-
because they're on sale, that's different. You know, that's how they get you.
Yeah, no, I had
That's how they
a
get you.
I had a gift certificate and I waited because I knew there were things that were going to go on sale even more, and they did. So then I used my gift certificate, so I'm very happy.
The other major purchase I got was a PA system that was on sale for about $100 off
Damn!
for my downstairs down here for my
cool.
karaoke room.
You have a
Oh
karaoke room?
wow!
I'm building it.
That's fun.
You-
The only thing I needed left was an amplifier and some PA speakers because I have my electric drum set speaker, but that's like kind of bass heavy, so I didn't want everybody to sound like, you know, Barry White when they're doing karaoke. So yeah, I just needed a small PA and I picked one up. So
Wow.
now the karaoke room will be complete. I almost picked up a projector too, and I was like, nah, that's too much. I've got enough old monitors that I can mount somehow to use. So
Wow. Yeah, you went to town, Amos. You did well.
yeah,
I don't
this
need that
is our-
much, but there was basically beauty products that I got, and I'm very happy.
that you clearly don't need, but okay.
No, I do need. They're like my moisturizers and scalp shampoo.
I'll tell you this, Eileen. Either they have already done very well for you, or you didn't need them to begin with. One or the other.
Oh, I think it's the former. Yeah, they did very well for me. Anyway, thank you though. I appreciate that.
Sarah, are you about ready, or you look like you're still
Hold
looking
on.
through some stuff? So I don't want to
No,
rush
just
you.
1 second. I'm sorry.
I know
No
you're hopping
worries.
from
It's
one to
chaos
another,
at
so-
my house right now.
Yeah.
We've
Oh my
got
gosh, no worries.
some stuff going on here.
Yeah, no pressure. I just
Apparently,
want
I
to check the
can't
pulse.
use the water for the next 2 hours, which
Oh
I guess
God.
I don't really need to use the water for the next 2 hours, but just kind of a funny thing to tell somebody midday, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what if I had to take a shower? I don't know. What?
I don't know. When I lived on base, there were several times when they'd come out and be like, "Hey, don't use the water for the next 24 hours." Like I just
Really?
got back from the gym and
24
now I can't
hours,
use the
yeah.
water for 24 hours. Like what?
Yikes.
I mean, what do you do? Just kind of grin
Well,
and bear
most
it, I guess.
I think
right?
most people would just bear it. I go and get some bottled water and take a shepherd shower and call it a day because I can't. So, and now there's dude wipes, so you just use those.
I mean, is that just like, I don't
Adult
know.
baby wipes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to. I was like, yeah, got it. Okay, cool. Well, all right, let's
And
do that. Let's do this. I know we're in a little bit of a time crunch because it's a exciting day on the DTNS stream. So I'm ready when y'all are.
Okay.
We
All
so
right. And
ready.
Otis, please out right now. He's been very clingy since the fireworks.
Oh, still.
Yeah. Well, because
Wow.
we get an errant firework here and there, and every time one of those happens, it's the same thing where
It
he's just like
resets it.
like it's like he's like regressing into like this weird, like very scared dog. It's sad.
Yeah. In like 2
but-
months from now, you'll drop a plate and he'll revert back again. Like, oh, come on.
Right. It just, and I don't mind him being right next to me, but like when I'm hot and he's hot and panting, I'm like, we're not helping each other. Get out. I know.
All right. Sarah, you know the deal. When you see me disappear, feel free to count yourself in. It means I'm ready to go.
Sounds good.
Let me see. Look at that. That's right there. Oh, nope. That one. Okay, there we go.
All right. Count myself in 3, 2. Welcome back to Apple Vision Show, episode 24. I am Sarah Lane, and I'm joined by
Eileen Rivera. Hi,
Hello.
everybody.
Hello, everyone. Eileen, how's it going?
It's the dog days of summer.
Isn't it?
I really
though?
feel it. I feel like it's dragging a bit, which it's not awful. It's just like, and I actually like summer, but this summer seems like it's really long. I think it's probably because I'm not getting much sleep thanks to my pup, but
the puppy days of summer can definitely take that from you. I have an almost 8-year-old dog, almost 9. We don't even really know how old he is. But yes, I was just telling Eileen and Amos before the show started that Otis's summer is not the best time for him. He's hot. He hates fireworks. Anytime there's a boom, even a car backfiring kind of thing, he gets weird. So we've got some people working outside the house. It's just mayhem. My fridge died. I could go on, but I won't. I won't.
Oh,
It just sometimes things tend to just accumulate and become difficult. But what isn't difficult is us talking about Apple stuff because there's so much content to talk about. And what I wanted to say before we get started, Eileen, and we'll talk about this a little bit later in the show, but I did install iOS 18, the beta.
Yeah.
And looked around, tried to, online, there are lots of dings that people say, like, oh, I don't like the new Photos app. I don't like the way that Apple did this.
Right.
Why would they have, given me this, cluster of photos in a certain way that I didn't have before? I don't really have a problem with it. I feel like as long as I can find my photos in a chronological way, then you go ahead and try to, give me like cutesy photo clusters however you want. Doesn't really seem like that big of a deal to me. But if it's a big deal to other people, then it's a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, as long as everything is still there, and you could still find things.
Right.
You're like, who cares if they give you the extra stuff? I don't really care about the extra stuff so much, but yeah, we could talk about it later. It just, I'm still getting used to it. I'm still getting used to what's working, what's not working.
Me too, just because I'm a little bit newer than you are. You're, you had it a
weekend
week beforehand. Yeah, but like, yeah, for example, there was I don't even remember what it was. Let's see. What did they call it? I guess
I do love the control center.
I guess it was recent days. No, it wouldn't have been recent days. It was
in
people
photos.
And pets. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still in photos. People and pets. Like there was a picture of a friend of mine who I haven't seen in a while, and I was like, oh, let's see. And it was like a cutesy, photo collage with music that was actually quite adorable. But like, she's she's been divorced since some of those pictures were
Oh.
taken. An ex-boyfriend of mine was in a couple of those photos that were taken, and I was like, I'm not sending this to her. Like, who's this for? Like sometimes I get it. I get what you're doing, Apple. And Apple certainly isn't the only one to be like, let's look at your, last year, all fun. And you're like, not always fun.
Yeah.
A
No,
lot of
it's fun,
platforms
yeah.
do that. And sometimes it backfires a little bit. But I think when you know that and it's not malicious, then
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
just,
it's
it's a feature. You like it, you do something with it or don't.
right. It's just you could just skip it. It's like I think some people probably would like to minimize stuff that like that if it bothers them. I don't think you can here, but like hide. I wonder if you could hide
Right.
some stuff, but I don't think you can.
Well, and this is again, this will be my last conversation about photos, but photos, I'll get notifications about like, hey, let's look at your, this day 10 years ago.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like, it's 10 years ago. So I'm like, yeah, what did I even take photos of 10 years ago? I don't remember, and I'll look at it and often I'm like, wow, that's, isn't it funny how time flies type thing?
Yeah. Mhm.
But you'll sometimes get a photo where you're like, I didn't want to see that. Yeah, I don't even know why that's in my library anymore. So photos are they're a visceral thing, good
Yeah.
and bad.
Amos tells us though, if it's different if you have kids. The ones he's gotten are great. Can you imagine like the growth of your kids like from 10
Totally.
years? Like that would be
Yeah.
like kind of cool. Yeah,
That's
it's all
true.
relative.
That's true.
I
Or a puppy, growing into a
Yes.
dog, like 7 over the next 10 years. That's going to be a great photo collection, even
Oh, yeah.
if you know that you took all the photos to see them
Yeah.
in a sequence is powerful. Yeah, it's life is a box of chocolates.
I wonder when the AI actually gets set, in on the phone, on iOS, if I could actually say, "Hey, whatever, take one photo a day of 7 and make a video." Like that would be really cool because I am taking pictures of him every day, like to
Sure.
watch him grow.
Mhm.
Oh, if I could just say that and it does that, killer. Because I could do it myself. One picture, 2 picture, 3
I
from
have
all the
to
days.
assume that would be part of what Apple
right?
Intelligence would offer you.
I hope so.
That's a perfect use case, right?
Yeah.
It's like you've got,
take that-
maybe you took 14 pictures of him yesterday. So
Right.
the 14
Just pick
pictures
one.
don't have to be part of that.
Yeah.
But just, like give me just the snapshot,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type thing.
Or even if maybe if I star it, give me, and so it's in the favorites pool. All right. That's something I'm going to think about.
There you go. Yeah.
I've been wanting to put
that's
something
a good
together.
one.
Yeah. Because he's growing so fast. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're like a little
I know.
little thing.
Your
Your legs are tall.
You're only gonna remember him as a puppy for so long.
I know. And all of a sudden he's this wild maniac already. And no, he's not that bad. But he did try and sit in the planter in the backyard today. I was like, okay.
I mean,
You're
if
outta
that's the
here.
worst
Yeah.
thing that's going on,
I know.
you
A little bit of digging,
Yeah.
pulling grass. It's not that bad. It's like
Right.
typical stuff. So I'm lucky so far. So hopefully we'll capture these moments and have AI put them together for me. That's what we'll do.
Well,
All right,
I
Apple
didn't
Intelligence.
take a photo because I didn't know them and that would have been weird. But this will be my last last part about Otis the dog. Just because he's just sort of my life in general. That's
Yeah.
all I think about. But this morning we met a Boston Terrier with a guy, and he was coming towards us as we were going the other way on the same sidewalk. And we got close, and what I always say to people is like, we're friendly if that's okay with you. And if it's not, I cross the street because I don't want to make people feel weird. And he was like, no, it's fine. So we all say hi, and his Boston Terrier, you could tell that the dog, like, there was like glaucoma or something,
Oh yeah, he's
something going on with the
older.
eyes.
Yeah.
And I said, "Is he blind?" And he said, "Yeah, he's blind." And I was like, "Wow, he's
Oh
being really good with my dog," because Otis was like sniffing his butt, and I'm like,
yeah.
that must be pretty tough for a
Hmm.
blind dog to just be like, "I don't know where I am.
Yeah.
I don't know this dog. I don't know this woman's voice." But it was, I was like, "All right, well, you have a good day," and he was like, "You too." And
Aw,
it was, yeah,
that'd been cute for yeah.
it would have been a cute photograph. I would have done it, but it felt a little
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, because you didn't know him. Yeah.
I didn't know him.
Makes sense.
Well, anyway, so getting into a little bit more Apple stuff, and we have quite a bit of stuff.
Hmm.
Samsung Unpacked was last week. Now, obviously, that is not an an Apple focused event, but there were a few things at the event that people took away from, saying, for example, the new Galaxy Watches,
Hmm.
very Apple Watch-esque. Now, I've
Hmm.
never had a Galaxy Watch,
Me neither.
and they look real nice. I think Samsung is going for something that sort of looks and feels a little more rugged than an Apple
Mm,
Watch. Although an
okay.
Apple Watch can be super rugged, I think.
Yeah, I think
You
so.
kind of just make it what you want. I mean, mine doesn't seem rugged to me, but it's certainly not like a jewelry item either.
Right.
It's just kind of, just kind of something that, I'm wearing. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. What did you think, Eileen?
I mean, obviously the hardware, the phones don't look anything Apple-esque, but what was interesting is, I watched one of those like Samsung Unpacked in 12 minutes, right? Just to kind of get the flavor of it. So I didn't really watch the whole thing from
Yeah.
top to bottom. And the thing that I took away from social media was everybody was like, "Oh, these devices," and we're talking about their
You got the flip,
headphones. Yeah, not really the phones, but the watch and the headphones, and then people talking about the ring are
the
very
ring.
like
Yeah.
Apple-esque, right? Not that Apple has a ring, but it's been talked about, or they're already offering a ring, in tandem with the new watch that looks like the Apple Watch. So I was just very curious. I'm like, oh, okay, they do look like them, but at the same time, I'm like, I wonder, like, are people like, who's really bothered by this? Like, are Apple people bothered by it or Android people bothered by it? Because really, like, if it's really just it's for you who owns the phone. You need a headset. Like, okay, seems to be like people are buying AirPods. Why not have something similar? Because it's a form factor that works for a lot of people. It's really about the form factor, right? But people
Yeah.
are territorial. And
Well,
can't
and
you come up with your own idea? It's like,
when
but
something works well, then you're going to get a competitor that does something that works equally or similarly well.
yeah, and
The idea of Samsung earbuds doesn't bother me. Why would it bother
no,
me? I have AirPods. Like,
yeah,
what do
yeah,
I care if somebody else has a nice solution for them?
yeah, and they're different colors. It's silver, I guess. I don't know if there's other colors, but I guess I was just the sentiment. There was a little brewing sentiment of people being a bit like, "Ugh, you couldn't come up with your own design. Wow, that looks like Apple. So Apple must be really good." And like, yeah, actually, it might be really good as a form factor. So if it's going to sell well for Samsung, they don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah,
They don't
yeah,
care.
yeah.
They're going to just sell well for
I think
Android users.
we're sort of past the days of someone being like, "Oh, you copied." It's like,
Right.
yeah, that's what brands do.
They do.
And if
Like,
you have, if the price is right, if the form factor works for you, if it works in the ecosystem that you're using, I can't imagine anyone being like, "Well, you just ripped off Apple." And by the way, Apple is accused of ripping off other brands all the time.
exactly. All the time. Or
So,
being late to the
yeah.
party. We're talking about AI. Oh, well, they don't have theirs done yet. They're going to be, you know what I mean? It'll be the same conversation in a different way because they're late to the game, right?
I will
Um,
say the Samsung Ring, the Galaxy Ring,
hmm,
even though I'm not going to get one because again, I've got a watch. I just feel like the
yeah.
ring is going to give me the data that I can already get with my watch. So
Yeah.
I'm just not the target market for a ring of any kind. Doesn't matter who makes it. Even if Apple made a ring, I'd be like, well, but I've got the watch. And that's why I don't think an Apple ring, whatever it might be called, I'm sure the company's thinking about it and, in some lab somewhere working on something, of course. Because that's what
Yeah.
a company of Apple size is going to do,
Right.
do some R&D and figure out if that's something that people want. But being as Apple has been so deep into the Apple Watch, making the Apple Watch better, making the Apple Watch, a health device, an exercise device, a personal device, a really extension of an iPhone or
Yeah.
any other, iOS device. I don't see it. I don't see Apple doing this because then I get a ring and I stop wearing my watch. I don't need both of them.
No, you don't. No.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to think of how would that work, and I just don't think that Apple wants to cannibalize Apple Watch sales because Apple Watch has become a really big part of its bottom line.
Oh, so you think that they won't have a ring now?
I think they won't.
Ah, okay.
And
I guess we'll
if
see.
they did, I don't like what would it be? Because
Yeah.
they're already using the Apple Watch as this is this is your all-in-one. You can do this, that. Everything is tracked. We'll we'll send your blood pressure to your doctor, all that stuff. I guess Apple could be like, well, if you don't care about any of that, we also have a ring, but they would have to price it really low.
They
To
would
be
have to
like,
price it
oh,
really
it's just
low.
a fitness tracker, or a sleep tracker or something. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, there might be though. Maybe they've done enough research that there might be people who are like, I don't wear watches. I have my phone as my watch. So
True.
maybe they just
Yeah.
want the ring part, the health tracker stuff. And maybe they think that's easier and less intrusive, like looking like they could just have it, with their other hand. And then this goes away, right? The watch goes away. So, I guess it depends. If they do their research and they know that there's going to be enough demand for it, maybe they'll try it. And then if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it will quietly go away. But you're right. It has to be priced in a
So that they don't
in a
compete
more
with each
affordable way.
other. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
if you're asking somebody to wear something, you're not going to be wearing an Apple Watch and a ring. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe somebody is like, well, I would, but I don't, I don't really know anybody who would do that. That seems pretty counterintuitive. And maybe you're right. Maybe Apple saying, hey, we've got all sorts of form factors, which is, obviously, rumors that are coming to the future of iPhones as well. Maybe there's a foldable iPhone, or,
Yeah.
giving people choice rather than saying, no, it's this one, that's it,
Yeah.
that's all you get, and it's going to be really expensive, and buy it or don't. I think Apple has definitely over the years become more aware that there are different form factors that people like. I mean, the iPhone itself, good
Yeah.
example, and the iPad at this point. You've got quite a few models to choose from. Certainly
Exactly.
the Mac line as well. I mean, Seven the dog, he's into it.
He's totally into it. You can hear him. I'm going to close my door real quick.
Oh, it's fine. Working from home with dogs. I know how it goes. Luckily,
He really-
luckily Otis the dog, he's capable of barking, but he doesn't really bark.
Okay.
So he just kind of he's kind of a mute kid, but he was a puppy once, and he was probably
Okay.
a nightmare, which is probably why he ended up in the shelter. Poor kid.
Well, I hope Seven is not as vocal as he is. He's very vocal. He knows how to ask for things
Uh-huh.
in a way that we're like, oh my God, this is okay. But anyway,
when you bark, you get a reaction, right?
You do.
Because people
Yeah.
either go like, oh, or like, stop it. Either way, it's like a little kid. He's a little kid. That's what
is
he
a little
is.
kid.
He's a
Me,
little
me,
kid.
me. I want the ring. No, you don't get a ring, Seven. It doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
Maybe a watch. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see.
maybe a watch. Okay. Yeah, like on the ankle or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. As we're recording this, it is Amazon Prime Day, Eileen. I
Yes.
don't know if you got anything on Amazon. I have not yet, although I do have my eye on a cordless Dyson, which is a vacuum cleaner.
Ooh.
I already
Okay.
have a Dyson. It's fine. It
Yeah.
works really well.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it would be really cool to like just do this cordless. So
Exactly.
I'm getting sucked in. But as far as Apple products go, if you are in the market for Apple products, which I am to always to some extent, there are some deals. I didn't see anything because I'm wanting a new Mac Mini. I didn't
Okay.
see any good Mac Mini deals that
Okay.
made it, easy for me to pull the trigger today. But I don't know if you saw anything.
Well, I don't need anything hardware wise. It's funny because I think the next story we're going to talk about is like, people who hold on to their Macs and stuff like that, how long they do. But there
Yeah.
are some really good deals. See, now I don't need an AirPod Pro Max. I have one, wearing one, but they're the deal that they have right now. I mean, normally it's what, $599. It's like $394. It's like, it's $150 off. That's pretty good, right? Some of
Yeah.
the if you need something, or even if you're thinking about upgrade, I was looking at the watches, to be honest with you, and I'm like, no, it's the 10th anniversary. If I'm going to upgrade this poor little Series 4,
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
going to wait for the new one. I'm not going to get one of these, even though the prices are good. So I'm looking at a watch right now for $279. I think it's a Series 9, and it's normally $399. These are very good deals if you have been looking for something Apple related. AirTags are even $6 off right now. I mean, I think they have pretty good deals normally. I mean, I think I've told you the story before where one of my AirPods of late was on the fritz, and I took it in and I thought that they could like help me, and they're like, no, we don't do that anymore, we're not going to help fix this, you can just go to
Right.
Amazon.
Right.
He literally was like, just go to Amazon, it's cheaper on there. And like, he was literally telling me not to buy it from the Apple store that I was in, and just go buy it at Amazon. So Amazon normally has some really good deals, but they're even better depending on what you're looking for. If you need something, or if you're just like, I don't need the latest, I don't need to wait for the next announcement. Let's see here, even the iPad. Wait a minute. iPad Air. Sorry. iPad Air M2 is $649, normally $699. So there's some really good stuff here. If you fit
Yep.
that, if you fit that need. So, but me personally, no, I didn't find anything. There's a bunch of laptops, for sale. There's everything. Everything's for sale. I don't know. At this economy, if you were thinking about buying something and you need it, like, then this might be the time to buy it on Amazon. If you don't need it, don't get swayed by the prices if you don't need it.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
So
yeah, yeah. I mean, and that goes for sales all over.
exactly.
Any company is like, sale. Look at this beautiful Dyson vacuum cleaner, Sarah. It's like, I'm actually kind of eyeing a new vacuum cleaner, so I'm like, okay, if it's if the price is right, then I'm going to pull the trigger. But otherwise, don't buy anything that you don't need to buy just because it's on sale. And that goes for all things Apple. Although I will say my AirPods Pro, which I originally got on Amazon, I guess it was about a year ago. Maybe, yeah, it was about a year ago. I have an Amazon credit card, so I get points, and I had amassed enough points that I had lost my Jabras in a move recently, and my earbuds. And forgive me if I've told the story before, but I was like, all right, well, I need more Jabras, and so I'm like, I go to Amazon first, just sort of like price comparison, and I had enough points that I could get the AirPods. I mean, not for like $0, but like a very low price because I had points. And I was like,
Yeah.
awesome. All right. So I got them. And that was the first time that I had the AirPods. And at that point, I was like, these are pretty great. Yeah, I mean the Jabras were great too. I mean, it's all Bluetooth, right? So it all works similarly, but there were just certain things about the AirPods that made more sense, and just worked with my my phone that I always have when I'm taking a hike or whatever. And then when I lost those, I bought them again on Amazon because Amazon simply had the best price. Like
Always has the best price.
Apple's price was, I think it was, they had come down in price. So I think, and this was just a couple months ago, I think that, it was like Apple's price was $50 more than Amazon's price. But again, that's $50.
That's $50.
Yeah.
That's a good meal somewhere. That's groceries for a few days, pair of shoes, whatever. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to do that in this economy again. But like, seriously, like a lot of companies, though, I have to say, I'll speak specifically about like beauty products that I've been wanting to buy. They constantly have sales. It's all like, name your holiday. They will have a sale. So you think that 40% off sale is going away? It's not. It's coming back in September for Memorial or for Labor Day or back to school day or whatever. I just keep seeing, some of the same companies, and I kind of like, oh, I'm going to delay buying it. I no longer think I have to rush to buy it because these sales are going to continue. It's just a matter of time. So
totally.
Again, like we're not telling you to go rush out, but these are pretty good deals on Prime right now. If you are in the market, and
if you're in the market, if you want that specific thing, then
get it.
Do your comparison, do your research. But I mean, I do feel like Prime Day sometimes feels like, that carpet store that's like going out of sale. Going out of business sale, where you're like, but then it just stays the store, and then like once a year they have like a going out of business. They're
like get rid of inventory,
drumming up interest for something where it's like, okay, we get it. Well, you're not going out of sale.
Not long from now, I mean, we'll be talking about it later in the year, but it will be Black Friday, and Black Friday is basically all month of November and part of October.
Totally. Yeah.
I don't even think it's like that one day anymore. It's like pre-Black Friday, before Black Friday.
Right.
So all
Cyber
of these
Monday,
prices,
after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So maybe these prices, they're going to come back. They're going to come back.
Have you woken up from your turducken nap? Well, we've got another sale for you.
I'm telling you, like, if you don't have the money right now, don't worry. These prices are probably going to be coming back. They just, like you said, Sarah, I feel like we have all this extra inventory. We just need to like move it so that we can get more products.
And funny, this is a non sequitur, and I won't belabor it, but I currently have a non-working refrigerator in my house, and like it has to be replaced. I'm a renter, so my landlord has to deal with it, and the landlord bought me a new fridge, which is great. Cool. Way better than not being helpful.
Yeah.
But just out of curiosity, I was like, all right, well, let's like look up the model online and just sort of like, let's see what I'm getting,
Yeah.
A lot of bad reviews.
Oh no.
A lot of bad reviews. Yeah. I'm not going to say what it is yet because I want it to get installed, and then I will next week tell you about my first week with the new fridge. But this is not an inexpensive fridge. Mm-hmm. It's a nice fridge. Mm-hmm. However, a lot of bad reviews. And some of that stuff you kind of have to like chalk up to like, oh, somebody was paid to say something bad, because that's how Amazon and online reviews go in general. But I'm like, Apple, make me a fridge.
Apple would make an amazing fridge, don't you think?
And then it would connect. So good.
Oh, because Samsung does that right now. They've got their fridges, they've got their appliances. Like Apple, Come on. I mean, you've got your HomePod, but let's bring it to the food. Let's do fun. Like, I can't even imagine if like my phone
Right.
could like
Yeah.
regulate the temperature of my fridge, and maybe like some of the drawers are separately like different temperatures, and you can do that all with your. Oh, now I want an Apple fridge.
I know that sounds far-fetched, but just because, the smart kitchen appliance market, I mean, it's there. And some people use it, and you see stuff like this at something like CES every year. And you kind of go like, oh, that's kind of crazy. Like the fridge just like tells you what you have in the fridge and like helps you shop. I don't really need stuff like that. I feel like I kind of have like the same 10 dishes I make over and over. Or, I sometimes go out or, go get pizza every once in a while type thing. But just something about, the Apple fridge would just, it would look so good. And just, it would just, you'd open the doors and the food would seem better somehow.
I think so too. It would look good. It would match your your phone, your iPad. I want an Apple air fryer. How's that? Like I
Apple
think
air fryer.
let's go with it. An Apple mixer, like some digital thing, or you know what? An Apple bread
mixer. Yeah.
bread maker or pasta maker. I've seen these machines where you just literally put the flour and all the ingredients, and then they make it. I think
Now, okay, so now that we're thinking about this a little bit more, and I know we're being a little silly right now, but so I have a June oven. For anybody who's not familiar with the June oven, it's a smart oven that is, I think it's actually discontinued at this point because June was bought by another company. But I got one for a Live With It review for DTNS a couple years ago. And it's like a large microwave. It's not like an oven size, like a convection oven size, but it's a large microwave. So you have to have some room. But I mean, has been life-changing for me.
Wow.
I consider myself, I like to be in the kitchen. I like to cook. I like to experiment. But it let me experiment in ways that I would have just been like, too hard. I don't know how to make swordfish, kind of thing in the past. It's all sort of based on temperature and, cameras and all that stuff. If Apple were to make something like that, now, not everybody, and to be fair, because people have said to me, because I've sung June's praises over the years, because I'm like, it made my salmon perfect. I haven't made perfect salmon ever in my life, and it just did it well. They're like, but you already have an oven, so like now you have another oven on top of your counter. Not for everybody. Either you don't have an oven, so it would be great for you, or you just, I don't know, want options like me. But if Apple did something like that, I could really see that being, again, like a health focused. We care about your health. You're going to make the best broccoli ever type thing.
And you'll be able to track it with your ring or your watch.
Yeah,
the health
exactly. Yes, exactly. Yes. Well, you only exuded this many calories today. So like, here's what we're recommending for dinner. Here's what we know you have in your fridge.
Yeah.
And here's what we would recommend that you make for dinner. All you have to do is just like put some stuff in, put in a meat thermometer and go nuts.
That would be amazing.
It would.
I think that would come on, Apple. They must have like a food department.
They must.
We should work there, Sarah. Let's tell you like how this could work.
Yes. When you see us next, Eileen and I will be in Apple's food lab, and just trying out yummy things, and we'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, we're gonna make it better for you and healthier. Don't worry.
All right.
That's our
Well,
dream.
without further ado, let's get on with the show. But I think if it's okay with you, Amos, behind the scenes, we're going to take a break. We are back with a article, Eileen, that you sent me that I hadn't seen before. That apparently Apple users holding on to their Macs longer than ever. I am definitely one of those people. I will hold on to a Mac until it dies.
Wow. I don't know how long. Well, anyway, I just checked, before the show, how long I've had my laptop here. October 2021. And I don't have plans of replacing it right now. It's doing pretty well, So that's 3 years. So the number of upgraders who as the 3 years or more, basically in 2024, more than half, 56% said 3 years or more is how long they hold on to their Macs. And you're same for you, right?
Gosh. So my current, not my Mac Mini that I'm using right now, but my Mac Mini is circa 2019. My MacBook Air M1 is circa 2020. Yeah. Yeah. Would have to be 2020.
Okay.
But then I also have my backup MacBook Pro that I bought in 2016. That it is slow as heck. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, every time I have to use that for this or that, and it comes up every once in a while, or I'm trying to check something across systems, it is slow. I mean, it is talk about dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It is just limping along, but it still works. I'm not giving it up because I like the idea of having that backup laptop. I mean, so
it's just a backup. Yeah.
Basically, as far as like desktop systems go, I've got 3 in my house. I got this one, I got the Mac Mini, I got the MacBook Air, and the old MacBook Pro.
Okay.
But yeah, the idea of getting a new MacBook every 3 years or less. I mean, unless you just, I don't know, your company's paying for it.
Right.
Or you're just, or you're, in some sort of review situation where you have to have the latest and greatest. I mean, I don't need to do. I mean, I would say every 5 years, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, same. And the article also said that the reason consumers are keeping their Macs longer, is because users are moving towards streaming and web-based apps, which means there's just less need to bump up processing power. So if that's all they're doing, it's fine, now, what's interesting is this article is also sort of kind of pinned as okay, Apple knows this, which is why they're potentially ramping up AI to make newer, if Apple needs people to buy new laptops to make, the thing is okay, will the AI be so strong that you are going to want to upgrade to the newest laptop? That's kind of where this article is hinging. It's sort of like ding, ding, ding. A lot of people aren't upgrading. People are pretty happy. These devices are pretty great for what they need to do on a day-to-day basis. Not everybody is what you were saying, Sarah. Not everybody needs the fastest and the newest for whatever reason. Most everybody's kind of in the middle and is like, if it just works, I don't need to upgrade. That's a lot of money, and I got other things to pay for. But if AI becomes a situation that is more needed in life or whatever, and compelling, then that's how we think that the average consumer will finally upgrade their laptops. And I see a compelling case here if the AI is all that. Right. Which I don't know that it is yet. We haven't.
I know. I feel the same way. I have friends who, all of us who, and many of you who listen to the show understand. Sometimes you're the tech friend of the group.
Yeah.
And I'm not like the techiest person in the world. I mean, I'm up there, but there are friend groups that I have where it's just ask Sarah. She'll know. She's the tech
She'll know
person.
the latest.
That's all she talks about. That's all she does all day. And I don't know what to say to them about like, ooh, Apple Intelligence. Like, is it worth it? I'm like, well, let's see. Let's
Yeah.
see. But I suspect that it's going to drive a lot of sales.
Yeah, probably because
Because
people are
it's
going to
new.
want to.
It's new and different. It's not some incremental thing. It's something where it's like, okay, we're now going to use these systems in a different way. That's if I were a
And
betting
also, if
man,
it
that's what I
works.
would say. Also, what?
Yeah, and if you're upgrading your phone, oh,
Right.
am I on delay now? Uh-oh.
I'm here. Yep.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought it was on delay. No, I think like what I was going to say was that if you say you don't upgrade your laptops, but you do upgrade your phone and the phone is more useful with your laptop, somehow maybe that's why you would need to upgrade your computer to keep up with your phone or to communicate with your phone better. I don't know. Maybe there's something there.
No,
But
that's all. That's all. That's valid. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be, I just downloaded iOS 18, so besides playing around with a few things. But by the way, just to go back to photos very briefly. I realized that iOS 18 has a new like recovered photos
yeah.
option. And that is, I don't really understand this because I went in and was like, oh, I want to see what my recovered photos are. Like, are they photos that I deleted? No, that's a different category. Are they photos that, I don't know, like somebody else deleted that I was sharing with them kind of thing? I don't actually have recovered photos on my version of the Photos app on iOS 18 on my iPhone right now. Maybe that's because I just don't have photos that fall into that category. But it does sound like lost, damaged content. Maybe you had an iPhone that fell into the river and you thought that you lost, like a good, bunch of photos of your dear mother, forever. Like, I don't know. I don't totally know what this is for. I would love to know if anybody listening has used this or has this option and can kind of tell me a good use case for it, because I don't have it yet. And
Yeah.
maybe it's just because I don't have any lost or damaged photos. But when it comes to photos, sometimes things like this are, very important.
Yeah, I just
Also,
checked mine.
yeah.
Oh, I just checked mine and this is my recovered photo, which is a black square.
It was
I
that
only
day
have
where
one
the
thing.
sun never
One
came
thing.
out, Eileen.
It's a black square.
Yeah.
Anyway, I too would like to know if anybody found this useful, but
Yes, please, because again, I'm trying it out for the first time, but yeah. And then real quick before we get into some fun Apple TV stuff, the Apple Vision Pro has launched in new markets, the UK, Canada, France, and Germany. Now all have it.
yay.
So yeah, yay! If you live in any of these regions, you're trying out the Vision Pro for the first time, let us know. And in general, I'm very interested to see what Apple tells us about the Vision Pro's sales at its next quarterly earnings report.
Ooh,
Not that that's
same.
really like what we talk about on the show that much, but I just want to know. Like, I want to know after the U.S. launch, and some people being very excited about it, and then you see videos of the Japan launch, for example, and yeah, I mean, certainly a good amount of people seem excited about it, and at this point, all right, what do we got here? What kind of
Yeah.
ecosystem do we have here?
Yeah. Yeah. And what other new fun, innovative, apps and, things can really, be discovered elsewhere that is not here. So in the
Totally.
US.
Yeah. Well, so Eileen, we've got news that Severance, this is an Apple TV Plus original, great show, is going to return on January 17th, and which is good news because it's a great show.
I was curious how you felt about this because it feels like a long time from now.
Very long time. In fact, 2.5 years from the first season. What's funny is, so I kind of, I don't know, I've been watching House of the Dragon and, and Presumed Innocent and a variety of other shows. So it's like, it's not like I'm sitting around being like, I have nothing to watch. When is Severance coming back? But I really, really like the show. And I went to X, formerly Twitter, and with the news that Severance was returning on January 17th, it was like everyone was so mad. Like, 6 months ago, you told us it was coming back, and now we have to wait another 6 months. What the heck? People are just, they're so mad about timelines of seasons, and I get it.
Yeah.
The way I feel about it is if I have to wait more than a year after the previous season ended, I have to watch the previous season again because I'm just not going to remember. So that's how I feel about Severance. I don't hate that because I like the show. I'll watch it again, but like I don't remember the details anymore.
Yeah, there's a lot of details on that show. So I just feel like, did they have to announce it so early? Or like, I guess because people were asking for it and they're like, well, we're not going to give it to you until January. Here you go. Everybody that's been asking for it.
I mean, I feel like there's probably some sort of momentum that you gain from just being like, don't worry, we're working on it. And you only have to wait another 6 months type thing rather than nothing.
Yeah.
But it's
I mean,
also,
maybe,
there's an actor strike and lots of stuff that happened.
Totally.
After the first season, so that all plays into it. But yeah, I'm pumped. I'm pumped.
Yeah.
I love that show.
I'm
And for
gonna
anybody
have to
who's
watch
like,
it
what's
again.
Severance about? It's a very, very cerebral, adult, not like adult nudity kind of thing, but like it's an adult program. I would say, yeah, all about just kind of like brain function and it's weird. It's weird. It's real
very weird. Yeah.
That's a good
Like
show.
your existence. What is your existence?
Yes,
Like,
right. Yeah, like what does being alive mean? yeah. Maybe
That's
there are
where we're
other
going deep.
dimensions to this type thing. Yeah, makes you think. But
Absolutely.
I did mention Presumed Innocent, which as of our recording, episode 7 has not released yet. I think that drops tomorrow. I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's a. It is.
It's a weekly.
It's a weekly show, and we're one day ahead. But I'm all caught up, and
me too.
And I don't remember the original movie. And
No,
I know it
me
was a
neither.
book before
Yeah.
the movie.
Okay.
But like I think I've seen the movie. I just don't remember how it ended.
I don't
and
either,
never
and I
watched
don't
the
want to
book.
know.
Me
Yeah.
either. Me either.
Don't tell me.
Same. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I've gotten off of group chats where I'm like, nope, out of here. I'm out of here. I'm not talking to you guys about it. It's way better that I don't know. Very
And I
exciting.
feel like, back in the day when the movie came out, in the 90s, I was probably too young to do, like, I don't care. But now as the reboot, I'm like, oh, this is a little bit more adult, a little bit more up my alley, so
yeah.
I'm okay with like not remembering the Harrison Ford version. So no, I'm all up to date too. And big tease or big cliffhanger from episode 6 to the next episode. But there will be a season 2, and apparently it's a new case. I was like, they can't drag this one out. So
No.
I don't know what it means for new case.
It probably has what? I'm sorry, I can't. I have an old lady brain right now. What was the Matthew McConaughey, Woody Harrelson?
True Detective.
True Detective. Same idea, right? So it's like
Right.
next season, different folks,
Yeah.
different case, different whatever. I mean, I think that they could probably take this a long way. Presumed Innocent apparently is also the most streamed show on Apple TV Plus ever. you know,
That's crazy.
which includes the morning show, which was very popular.
Yeah.
You
Ted
know,
Lasso too. Ted
right.
Lasso too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, like I like it. I don't think it's like so innovative, but it's good. It's the storytelling is good and the
It's
acting
a
is really good.
whodunit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
You know,
nothing like revelatory. I don't know. Like to me, Ted Lasso was such a refreshing comedy. Like Severance is like blowing your mind and going. It's like I feel like nothing. Well, yeah, has ever been done like that before.
right.
I guess
No,
morning shows a little
that's
bit
for
more.
sure.
People have seen that, but it's just stacked with a bunch of mega weight
Big
superstars.
stars. Yeah.
Trying to think what else they've done, but like I don't know, Presumed Innocent is solid. I just don't think of it as like groundbreaking or anything, but I guess people just want that, and I'm watching it. I'm definitely one of them. I'm watching
Oh
it,
yeah.
It's solid. So
Well, it also, I think that it's, for those of us who are like, oh yeah, that was that movie starring Harrison Ford. How did that
yeah.
go? Like that's kind of how I came into it. I'm like, I know that this has been done before, but I just don't
Yeah.
remember how the story, like what the details were.
Mm-hmm.
But there is such a big true crime audience out there.
Right.
And it's not true crime because it's obviously
Right.
fiction, but same idea, where
Yeah.
it's just like, ooh, what's the next twist? And I mean, I'm just such a sucker for that stuff.
Well, I mean, there's reasons why like Law and Order and CS, like
Totally.
there's those,
Yeah.
formulaic, and not that this is in that same vein. It's like you said, more like True Detective. It's those type of genres that keep going. I mean, like you could say the same thing about like House of the Dragon. There's like so many fantasy shows, and it's a genre that people love, and so
Totally. Yeah.
shows like that will continue to be made. So
Yeah.
true crime shows like this will continue to be made. And I don't know who killed her. I really don't. I don't have an inkling. I'm like,
I have an inkling. No,
You do?
I do. Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna say it right now because I don't want to ruin anyone else's.
Yeah.
Like you have your own ideas, and we'll all talk about it when it's over. But that's the fun of it, right?
Yeah,
it's like
that
it's
is the
like,
fun of it.
Okay, no, it can't be him. It can't be.
It's too obvious to be Jake, right? It's too
Right,
obvious to
too
be
obvious. Like there's no
Rusty.
way. There's no
Also,
way.
you know what? I have to say, I really believe Jake is Rusty. I do not see Jake Gyllenhaal. I see him as this dad who
Yeah.
had an affair with his coworker. I really
Right,
do. So I think
right.
he's doing a great job, honestly. Because I mean, how many times have I seen Jake Gyllenhaal in movies? He's such a good actor. And usually I
actor,
don't
yeah.
I don't see him. I usually don't. This one I thought, he's so like prominent. I'm totally gonna know it's Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm like, no.
Right.
Actually,
Yeah.
I know.
Like his celebrity is going to be like too much.
Yeah, too much. And I'm
No.
like, oh, guess what? No, you cheated on your wife and you oh, I'm so mad at you.
No, trust me. And by the way, like we're not spoiling anything. That's like
No,
something
that's
that you'll
the
know in the first 5 minutes
episode,
of
yeah.
the
exactly.
series. But yeah, no, I'm like, I am mad at you, Jake.
Yes, exactly.
You need to do better in the future. Get your life together.
Oh, and I'm gonna talk in code, but the fact that he was mad at her for
Uh-huh. Yes! I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, my man, you need to
No.
sit down and shut your mouth.
I know you were detained and you're in court and everything, but your wife here, I don't she's not you don't get to be. Mm-mm.
Yeah, you
Anyway,
got to be thanking her that it wasn't worse.
but
Well,
anyway.
on that note, obviously, Presumed Innocent has struck a chord with Eileen and I.
I can't wait for next week. We'll talk about episode.
I know. Same. But anyway, all right. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap the show up. Thanks to everybody for being with us. Thanks to everybody who's part of the live stream. We do record the show live. We recorded it at sort of an interesting time this week. Blame my dying fridge for that. But thanks to everybody who's hanging out with us. But just a reminder that you can catch us at applevisionshow.com. If you like the show, you've listened to us, maybe you found us, but I don't know, just maybe somebody has recommended it. We would love to have you to be part of the crew going forward, and we love your feedback. We do love your feedback. Please do send us that feedback at applevisionshow.com. All right, Eileen, we said last week that we're going to have a better tag out. So what do you think?
Bye. I was not prepared. I was literally like not prepared.
I only thought about it right then where I'm like, oh yeah, we said we were going to do that. Ah, well, shoot.
Well, I was actually thinking about the mail that we didn't do. And I was like, oh, I can answer that question on social.
know.
I'll answer that question on social for that. You know what? I'll respond to the person, but then I'll make a social post and it'll be like, hey, if you didn't know, this was our song. Yeah, I'll do that. But I also had to look it up. I was like, I don't remember which song that it was. But I think
it was
I have
a Canva thing, wasn't it?
No, it's actually from Epidemic Sound. The question was about our theme song. This is now, it's not going to go out in our episode, but I'll make a post about it. And it's called Let's Go on a Trip. Yeah. Yeah. Let's Go on a Trip by an artist named Bagel. Baegel. And I'm glad somebody likes our song because we were like, yeah, you know what? This works. But I'll respond to that person and then I will post on our social. So
cool. And yeah. I don't know. We can address it next week.
Yeah, we can address it next week too. Yeah. So no, I was literally while you were teeing up that question, I was like thinking, is it Let's Go on a Trip? I was literally thinking about our theme song. And then you asked me and I'm like, bye.
Got to keep you on your toes.
Right. I was like, oh man. And then I was like, is anybody going to give me anything here to say? No, nobody. Cause you got us, Sarah. You got us. Oh man. Is anybody watching Presumed Innocent besides Sarah and
Oh, I think a lot of people are.
Well, I'm wondering in our chat room.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah. It's good. It's good.
Anybody? It's really good. Cause
I mean, I would say, if someone was like, is this kid friendly? I'd be like, probably not.
No.
Because just the nature of the case is, you know.
The nature of the case is pretty difficult.
But it's not like, there's not a lot of like swearing or, I mean, there's some adult situations, but like there's no nudity I can think of. Kind of thing. I don't know. It's an R-rated show. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, it's on par with a lot of like crime shows on HBO, and like you wouldn't want your kids to watch this. This is not that.
No.
Even though there are teenagers in the show, but that's just their characters on the show.
Right.
There's a family.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Doesn't mean that they need to watch the show.
And the teenagers, God, the poor teenagers. I mean, they're all going through it. They're not like, yay, this is so fun. Being part of this murder case.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I like it. It's nice and short. They're like, 50 minutes, then we're done. Like, I don't know. I think it's pretty solid. So again, not like I've not seen this kind of thing before, but it's fun. Well, it's fun to watch this.
I don't remember if it was you or somebody else who said like, hey, are you watching Presumed Innocent? It's really good. And I was like, oh, no, I mean, I'll get to it eventually. And then it was like, was it last week? No, it wasn't last weekend. It was the weekend before. I watched the first episode and I was like, and episode 2, episode 3. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get out of the house. Because I had so many to catch up on. Yeah. And then, episode
I usually
6,
watch it during
quite a cliffhanger.
I usually watch it during Seven's nap time. I'm like, okay. Or his, he's in his playpen. Like, all right, you play there and I'm going to watch Presumed Innocent.
40 minutes. Yeah. Type thing. Mm-hmm.
It's perfect. It's perfect for that. But yeah. Yay! I can't wait to see what
Yay!
happens.
Good stuff as
Good
always.
stuff. You've been going all day, Sarah, right? So you're like, peace
Well,
out.
Yeah. We've got, it's mayhem. My house is mayhem. We've got apparently like a water main broke during
What?
DTNS. Yeah. So we've
On
got
top of all,
people-
oh my God. Ugh.
I don't know if it's all related. I don't know. I don't
It's your fridge.
understand things like
your
this.
compressor caused the water outage for the whole neighborhood.
Probably, yeah.
Dang.
But yeah. So yeah, now I've got people from the water company getting a hold of me where I'm like, don't ask me, ask my landlord. And they're like, well, where is he? And I'm like, I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
man.
working. Okay, please stop calling. And if you can't please stop jackhammering because I have to do a show. Yeah,
God.
it's been a
Yeah, it's just annoying, right? It's like
One of those
I
things,
remember
yeah.
we had when we lived near Santa Monica, we the next door house, whoever owned it, kept renovating it.
Oh,
And
I
so it was
remember hearing about this. Yeah.
constantly in construction for a good year plus. Like I mean, we lived there for 4 years. 4
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, you guys
And
were there
it
for a
was
while.
constantly like until we left, like that last, I don't know, 6 months or whatever. It was constantly something was going on. There's always construction workers there. And then people would live there and then there'd be construction workers. I'd be like, oh my God. And it was loud. That kind of noise consistently is just, it really eats at
Right,
you.
because if you know if you understand like, okay, so it's January and this is going to be like intermittent until March, you sort of go like, all right, but like
right,
at
yeah.
least I know what's going on.
Yeah.
But when it's just constant noise
Yeah.
and you never know when it's going to start.
Mm-hmm.
And, again, like, I mean, in my office that I'm in right now, I'm right next to the street.
Yeah.
If there's no construction going on, the street is quiet. It's like a residential street. But I mean, like earlier today, it was like, like jackhammering where I was like, I don't even know if any of this. And how are these men going to get the refrigerator up the stairs tomorrow?
Oh my God.
I actually still don't even know. Like, I'm like, how do they do that? It's a lot of stairs. You've seen the stairs. I mean,
Yeah.
they're perfectly
be
fine
like-
stairs, but I mean, it's like a dramatic like.
There'll be
bunch of
like a
stairs.
strap and a buckle and some
Right,
pulley
yeah.
situation,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't know.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like WS Scottus 2, W Scottus 1 says, yep, same thing, jackhammering for several weeks from an old apartment. That just, yeah, it really hurts. It hurts
great.
your soul.
It's not great.
Hurts your soul.
It eats at you. Okay, well, we're not going to eat out of you anymore.
No.
I'm going to go ahead and eat the rest of, I will say, this Detroit style pizza that I got last night because,
Ooh.
of course, I can't make anything because
Oh,
all my food
yeah.
in the fridge is now in the trash.
Eek.
Delicious. Absolutely delicious. I forget the name of the company. I got it on Uber Eats.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah, Detroit style pizza. Man,
So good.
that's,
So good.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a winner. That's a winner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you guys, New York. No, I'm kidding. New York pizza's great. Just
It's fine. It's thin. We get
it's
it.
thin. We get
No.
it. But Detroit style's pretty good. Then there's Chicago deep dish.
Mm-hmm.
So many choices.
So many choices.
You like what you like, okay, people?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. All right,
All right,
I'm gonna
everybody.
get going too.
All right.
Bye,
We'll see
y'all.
you later.